Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPaWrites here again, and today I want to showcase another Prismatic Titan build I've been absolutely loving in Destiny 2 with the final shape. This one is based around the brand new Hazardous Propulsion exotic chest piece that is absolutely awesome. Now, this thing looked like it was going to be a meme exotic, but it's actually very effective for a couple different reasons and has some interesting interactions. So I really enjoy using it. I've been playing the brand new Arena Breach executable on expert difficulty, which is somewhat challenging and adds a nice layer to changing up your builds. I've also been running around doing the overthrow on the Pale Heart by myself, and this thing is very effective at melting bosses of all shapes and sizes. So, how does this all work and why is it so much fun? Now, the Hazardous Propulsion has the armor perk Danger Close. Weapon precision hits or final blows have a chance to load a kinetic Exodus rocket. Now, this is very nice, so you kind of want to lean into precision damage. That's why I would run a bow, a hand cannon, or a scout rifle, and I've chosen Le Monarch for this one because it does work against overload champions, and plus I just figured I would bust it out. Now, the rest of the armor perk says activating your class ability fires loaded Exodus rockets. Damaging targets with Exodus rockets temporarily increases the damage you deal with all other rockets. This does apply to something like the Call, the brand new rocket sidearm that I have Slice on, so I'll use my class ability to send out the rockets, do a bunch of damage, increase my damage with the Call, and also get Slice active as well to sever the target also. So it's just a nice little combination there, but that's why I went with a precision weapon in this slot, so that way I can make sure I could get as many rockets in my slotted for the Hazardous Propulsion as often as possible, because the more rockets you have, the more damage you'll do, not only with those rockets but also with the rocket damage. Now here you can actually change this to any rocket you want. If there's a surge that you want to use a specific rocket for, whether it is maybe a strand, arc, or something like that rocket, you can change this out pretty easily. But I have a Apex Predator with reconstruction and bait and switch, which all around is just very, very good. Now, as far as the actual build goes with the subclass, I am using Twilight Arsenal. This is very nice. Essentially, I can pop this on a enemy target, especially when I'm playing solo, and do a bunch of damage, weaken the enemy, and then I'll do additional damage not only with my rocket, because then I'll use my class ability, send out the rockets, and then I will be able to use a rocket launcher or my sidearm in order to finish them off pretty easily. I'm also consistently and effectively using Transcendence with some of the fragments. It's very nice, and that's why I am running the Frenzied Blade, because every time I use this, I'm essentially healing myself all the time. So I use it as a way to stay alive in more difficult content, especially when I am underleveled. I am also using the Thruster class ability. It just feels quicker to use in comparison to either the barricades when I want those rockets out as fast as possible. Plus, it has a lower cooldown than something like the Tower Barricade, which is very important. You want to make sure you have your thruster available whenever you are ready to use your rockets. Then I'm also using a pulse grenade. The grenade doesn't matter. The low cooldown does, because I am using the unbreakable aspect. This is very, very nice because it allows me to get an overshield if I'm in a little bit of danger. I don't have any healing on this build outside of the melee heal, so in some of the more difficult content, you'll want a mini shield like this, plus the overshield that it grants you in order to stay alive, especially because the rockets from the Hazardous Propulsion are not infinite range. You sometimes will have to get closer to a boss to use it. Then you will need to use your Unbreakable to essentially stay alive, get close, use your thruster, and then go ham with your rockets. So very nice there. And then obviously knockout is very, very good, especially when you are transcendent. You are getting your melee charges back really, really quickly and able to regenerate your health pretty much the entire time. As far as the fragments go, I am using Hope, Dawn, protection, blessing, and then purpose. These all lean heavy into not only healing with your melee ability, but also getting some of your abilities back, including your class ability energy. As far as the important artifact perks, the transference and shield crush ones in the final column are very nice. Then we've got Galvanic Armor, Radiant Orbs, and then Void Hegemony. The other one to keep in mind is also Unstoppable Sidearm, because now you will take on Unstop, as well as Overload between the Call and Le Monarch. As far as the mods, I am running Void Siphon, Special Ammo Finder, Strand Siphon, Melee Kickstart Heavy-Handed Void Loader. Then we got Void Damage Resist. The damage resists are really going to be for whatever content you're taking on, if you need a specific one there. Then we've got Better Already and Double Solar Weapon Surge. And then finally, we move on to Distribution Time Dilation. Powerful Attraction is actually really good in that new seasonal activity because it will attract the little bricks that drop from the activity, so you need to collect them and dunk them. So having Powerful Attraction and using often my thruster makes it so it's very, very nice. Just remember that if you don't have full stacks of your rocket charge, you don't want to use your thruster prematurely, and you almost would be better off using a melee to get out of danger. That's another reason why having the 3 Frenzied Blade charges can come in handy quite a bit. As far as the gameplay loop, it's pretty simple, but it depends on what type of activity. If you have waves of adds, you're going to start off by using Le Monarch to clear them, getting up your stacks of rockets. Then, if you don't have a boss fight imminent, you can essentially use your rockets at that point and then start picking off heavier enemies with the Call, or maybe even your rocket launcher. But if you are facing a boss, you want to make sure you get your full charge on the boss first. You get all of your rockets ready to go. Then you will use your super, use your dodge, your thruster, and then you will go and you can use one shot of the Call if you want to, and then switch to your heavy rocket and just absolutely destroy. You want to get off those shots as quickly as possible though, because of the lower cooldown on the rocket bonus damage. So overall, feeling like a rocket man with this build is just a lot of fun. I really do personally enjoy it. I think it's one of those builds where if this is a type of gameplay that you enjoy, it's going to be absolutely for you. And it can feel a little frustrating at times if you don't know how to combine certain aspects. But knowing that the Call gets bonus damage and any rocket assisted frame from the hazardous propulsion makes this much easier. Plus, again, leaning into the precision damage with your kinetic or your primary weapon, apologies, because of the fact that you will then make sure that you are getting as many rockets as possible. Having something like an AR and SMG, unless you're consistently getting precision kills with those weapons, won't be nearly as effective because you're not going to be getting precision kills with the Call or your other rocket launcher. You definitely will continue to get kills, but the charging up of the rockets will be much, much slower if that is the case. So that's why I like this build. I think everyone should be trying this out, and I love to make use of whatever new things we get in the game, and hazardous propulsion is one of those things that sounds so silly but is so fun and is actually much more effective than I would have anticipated. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Is this the type of build you'll be using in the future? I have another build on the way as well. One, a Strand Warlock build with some of the new stuff that I find to be absolutely awesome. The second one being using the new exotic Titan Mark Stoicism that has Spirit of Eternal Warrior and Spirit of Star Eater, and it sounds absolutely bananas. So I'll showcase you guys those ones in the next couple days. Let me know what you guys think of the build overall. My name is JoPa. Have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.